Hey, how's it going everybody, and welcome back to another video. Spider-Man Far From Home has been in the theaters for over a week now, and people are freaking out over the two most shocking post-credit scenes shown in the movie. In order to keep this video absolutely on point, I'm going to assume you have already watched the movie and have no trouble having spoilers along the way as we proceed with this video. So here's your chance. If you haven't watched the film yet, click away from this video and make sure to rewatch right after you've seen Spider-Man Far From Home. As the saying goes, always save the best for the last. Spider-Man Far From Home was a great film according to glowing reviews and buzz across the social media. However, the mid-credit scene of the movie had us all blown away by the fact that Spider-Man's true identity is now uncovered in the public. Director John Watts said regarding the exposure of Peter's true identity, there's certainly going to be big repercussions from the way we end this film, basically confirming that in the third film, Peter is going to have to deal with the revealing of his identity. Unlike many of us who might have thought Marvel will just undo this huge act of surprise in the beginning of Spider-Man 3, just so they can easily move forward with the character in the upcoming Spider-Man movie, because many of us were wondering how are they gonna develop a story around Peter Parker when everybody on the planet knows he's Spider-Man. So the theory was maybe Marvel will just undo this whole crazy mid-credit scene in a 2-3 minutes long conversation at the beginning of Spider-Man 3 and then just continue with the story ahead, but seems like we were wrong. Marvel and Sony are definitely thinking to write a story around Peter Parker that deals with him trying to cope up with the exposure of his identity, and that is exactly what Spider-Man 3 is gonna be based on, because a teenage kid living most of his life trying his best to keep his identity a safe secret so that his loved ones, the ones that know him, are always safe. But now that his identity is leaked in the public eye, nobody is gonna see Peter in the same way they used to. Up until now, whatever Spider-Man movie we've got from Sony and Marvel, the story was never circled around Peter Parker dealing with such immense bits of pressure, and that too not from any specific villains this time. It's from the general public now that they know who he really is and who is behind that spider's mask. Repercussions. Just like the director said, the mid-credit scene showed Mysterio, who sent a recorded message to the Daily Bugle which framed Spider-Man as the criminal villain behind the elemental attacks around the world. And if that's not shocking enough, the writers and director have doubled down by bringing none other than J.K. Simmons to play the role of J. Jonah Jameson. And yet that's not the end of it. The scene then finally ends with Mysterio revealing the true identity behind the mask of Spider-Man, and J. Jonah Jameson presenting the news in the most typical J. Jonah Jameson fashion. By the way, can we just take a minute and acknowledge the fact that nobody can portray the character of Triple J better than J.K. Simmons?
Spider-Man was a hero. I just couldn't see it. He was a thief! A criminal! He stole my suit! He's a menace to the entire city! I want that wall-crawling arachnid prosecuted! I want him strung up by his web! I want Spider-Man!
Kevin Feige was asked about the recasting of Simmons for the role of J. Jonah Jameson, and he said the following: "It was an idea we had from the very earliest conversations. If we at Marvel Studios get to work with Sony and make a Spider-Man movie, we want to bring Jameson back somehow." So there you go. This mid-credit scene perfectly sets up the stage for the third Spider-Man film, which we already can say is gonna be the most unique Spider-Man movie of all time, where we will see Peter dealing with something he never had to deal with before. We will see a whole lot more of the Daily Bugle and probably Oscorp as the primary antagonist. Another important thing to note, I don't think they're gonna show Oscorp at his full powers and Peter going one-on-one against him. I think Spider-Man 3 is gonna be more about establishing the foundation for this kick-ass villain, and will probably evolve in the future Phase 4 and Phase 5 movies. And before we end this video, I'd like to give you a reminder that I'm doing a giveaway of IMAX tickets to Spider-Man Far From Home to a randomly selected 3 people. To enter this giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed to my channel, like and share this video, and comment down below your theory for the third Spider-Man movie. That's it from me today. I'll see you lads tomorrow.